Thank you. As Debbie mentioned, right now I'm working on my doctoral degree at University of Pennsylvania in their Wharton Business School, and one of my cohort members is writing her dissertation on the triple bottom line, and that is people, planet, profits. And historically, we've really been focused on profits. But the idea here now is to focus also on people and planet, to look at sustainability in ecological areas. And so there's a question here, if we look at our customers driving our results and our profits, is there a need for the people and the planet, the triple bottom line, the people, planet, profits? So is there a focus more, not just on the shareholders financially, but also on our stakeholders, the community and our employees? So the question is this emphasis on corporate social and ecological responsibility, is that feasible, or is it really more the historical focus on profits more feasible?
I'll grab that real quick. You gonna go?
Go ahead.
Yes, it is feasible. I mean, the bottom line of that, people, you can't be a successful company unless you invest in your people, put them first, and that's one of our top values is respect for people. And one of the ways we show that is allowing them to volunteer in the community and be involved. Planet, you have to, and we take environmental practices very seriously and get rewarded from that from a number of organizations such as the EPA and others during the year. You can't operate a business in today's climate without being respectful to the planet. It's the right thing to do, but it's just bad business if you're not. And ideally, if you pay attention to those two areas, profits will come. There's obviously other factors that lead to profits, but I don't think a business in today's environment cannot respect these particular areas, or you just won't succeed.
Guess I would maybe disagree a little bit. Of course, nobody wants to hurt the environment, but anytime the ball is taken off profit and these other factors are put on the same level as profit, I think it's a very dangerous road to start going down. The reason we can give back is because we make a profit. So I don't know, it just has the socialist connotation to it. The United Nations is the first red flag I saw. So may not be popular in Austin, but they brought me in to give my opinion, and that's it.
And what Ken's referring to is that the triple bottom line was ratified by the United Nations in 2007.
I know that just as a philosophy and business practice, Four Seasons always measures itself and operates on three different things that are kind of similar to what we're talking about, and that's people, product, and profit, and in that order.
Excellent, thank you. Our last question, we talked about employees volunteering, we talked about donations, we talked about customer experience and results. And so the last question is really getting more to you, the leaders. You have a drive, you have a vision, but has it been impacted by faith? And so when I was preparing for this, I asked my pastor, and he's actually sitting right over there, Larry Coulter. I asked my pastor, I said, do you have any quotes or anything that I can use to help me prepare for this facilitation? Of course, he gave me a whole list of them, but two of them really stuck out to me. First was Dick Halverson, and he said, there is a distinction between church work and the work of the church. Let me read that one more time. There is a distinction between church work and the work of the church. Church work is what you do for the organized institution of the church. The work of the church is what is done between Sundays when the church is scattered all over the metropolitan area where it is located, in homes, schools, offices, construction sites, the marketplace. I follow that quote up with one by Bill McCartney with Promise Keepers, who said, indeed, as with first century Christianity, it all begins in the marketplace, where the disciples of Jesus daily rub shoulders with the lost. In the previous panel, Ashton kicked it off by saying that we need to connect. The faith community needs to connect with the city and give our time, our treasure, and our talent. So looking at Bill Halverson, Bill McCartney, what Ashton said earlier, the question for you as a leader of 4 fantastic businesses is there a value proposition in being a Christian leader in a secular workplace?
Well, I'll tell you it. This is my opinion. I once heard this, and I don't remember where I heard it, but there are divine interventions, and then there are divine interruptions. I know in my life all the time I can be working away and get real caught up, and I perceive something to be an interruption to me, when in fact it can be an opportunity in disguise. And in my opinion, I think the best way that faith can be shared in a workplace setting is through just a quiet conversation, a lunch, or a walk out to the car after a long day's work. I think it comes through one-on-one small interactions like that.
I think what we do, at least what my group does for the company, is very Christian-like. Let's put it that way. Love thy neighbor, treat others with respect, and that's what we try to do with our programs, with our employees, with our words, and how we approach community involvement. I will say, in corporate America today, being very overtly Christian or faith-based is not well received. And I think, I can't give you examples where at my particular company where there's been activity that has been shunned in any way, but it's just, it's just reality. You have to be very careful and very subtle about how you do that.
I think it depends on how you define the value proposition. This goes back also to the previous question we had about, can you measure your donations or what you're contributing to groups? And you might not. Where we come from is we might not be able to measure being a Christian in the workplace in a monetary way, but the value that comes back is priceless. It is why personally I get up and work. And it's a bigger part of incorporating our mission here is on this earth into everything that we do, in terms of not separating it out from this part of my life and this part of my life, but in all parts. And for most people, what we're doing most of the day is working, sad as that is, or as glorious as that is. And so I think that the value proposition in your question is there, and it's the bottom line of why we do what we do.
Well, once again, I've been reminded how fortunate we are to be a private company as opposed to public, because by being private, we can be bold, and I feel like we are. I think we can do better. I don't think it's really possible to be too bold. I mean, we don't go around trying to beat people into submission, but we're pretty upfront about God. I mean, a few of the things we do, we contract with a company called Marketplace Ministries that provides chaplains to all of our stores. They help all of our team with really any issue they could be having. It could be financial, it could be family problems, want to go back to school, faith. They'll even perform weddings or funerals for people. The overriding objective is to witness to them and bring them to Christ through helping them with whatever problems they have. Also, we feel like they're going to be a better worker, more productive for us, if they get these problems taken care of and they're with a company that they knows that cares enough about them to provide them that service. You know, we have Bible studies, they're all voluntary. So I think political correctness is negatively affecting what we need to be doing as Christians.